Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Vande Guru Nisha Bhakta Nisha Nishavatarakan Tat Prakasham Tat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodutau Gaudaye Pushpavanatau Chitrau Sandau Tamonudau Granthera Arambha Kori Mangalacharana Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinera Smarana Hoya Vigana Vinashana Anayasa Sapal Nija Vanchita Purana Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Mor Asha Chaitanya Caritamrta Kahe Krishna Dasa Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Reading from Caitanya Caritamrta, AdiLila, Chapter 8, text number 6 onwards. We read till text 5 yesterday, talking about offering gratitude to Guru and Krishna. At the beginning of every chapter, at the end of every chapter, Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami offers unlimited pranams to Supreme Lord, the Panch Tatva, etc. Ei sab na mane ye pandit sakala tasa bara vidya patha bheka kola. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The education cultivated by so-called learned scholars who do not believe these statements of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is like the tumultuous croaking of frogs. The croaking of the frogs in the rainy season resounds very loudly in the forest, with the result that snakes, hearing the croaking in the darkness, approach the frogs and swallow them. Similarly, the so-called educational vibrations of the tongues of the university professors who do not have spiritual knowledge is like the croaking of frogs. Hare Krishna. So those who do not believe in this learned science, those who feel bhakti is just an exaggeration, as we read in the last verse, a dumb man can become a poet by remembering the lotus feet of Panchatattva. A lame can cross over the mountains. A blind can see the stars. So those who think that no, this is just an exaggeration, this is just nonsense, this is do not believe. Na mane. They think they're Pandita, very, very learned. But actually, it's like croaking of the frog. When the frog croaks, the snake gets to know about the whereabouts of the frog, and then the snake comes and grabs the frog. So in short, ya shastra vidimusrijya vartate kamakarata na samsiddhim avapnotim na sukham na paramgatim. One who gives up the words of the scriptures, one who does not believe in the words of the scriptures, in short, it's like the croaking of the frog. It does not lead to a good outcome. So the words of scriptures are apurushaya, are beyond doubt. One must have full faith in the words of the scriptures. Next verse, anyone? 6, 7.
I can read.
Yes, please.
এইসব না মানে জীব করে কৃষ্ণ ভক্তি কৃষ্ণ কৃপা নাহি তারে নাহি তার গতি Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One who does not accept the glories of the Panchatattva but still makes a show of devotional service to Krishna can never achieve the mercy of Krishna or advance to the ultimate goal. Purport. If one seriously If one is seriously interested in Krishna consciousness activities, he must be ready to follow the rules and regulations laid out by the acharyas, and he must understand their conclusions. The Shastra says, Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam mahajano yena gata sa pantha. Mahabharat 1 Parva 313.117. It is very difficult to understand the secret of Krishna consciousness, but one who advances by the instruction of the previous acharyas and follows the footsteps of his predecessors in the line of disciplic succession. One second, sorry. In the line of disciplic succession will have success. Others will not. Srila Narottam Das Thakur says in this connection, Chariya Vaishnav Seva Nistar Peche Keva. Unless one serves the spiritual master and acharyas, one cannot be liberated. Elsewhere he says, Ei Chaya Goshai Jar Mui Tar Dar Tan Shabar Padu Renu Rakonchudra. I simply accept a person who follows in the footsteps of the 6 Goswamis, and the dust of such a person's lotus feet is my food.
Thank you, Mataji. Any thoughts, comments?
Prabhuji, what I understand is that we, like you said, we should have full faith in our acharyas, in Panchatattva. If we don't have full faith, but we do devotional service without faith in our heart, then there is no benefit.
Very nice. यही सब ना माने, ये सब नहीं मानता. So what is ये सब here? करे कृष्ण भक्ति. So does not believe in this और इन सब चीजों में विश्वास नहीं करता. कृष्णा कृपा नहीं तारे, उसको कृष्णा कृपा नहीं मिलती. नहीं तारे गति. गति means destination. One does not get the real destination or achievement, which is. So what is ये सब here? What is ये सब ना माने? What is that person does not believe in?
Is it Shastra and the instructions in the disciplic succession? And what the acharyas
Guru
have said?
Parampara, yes. Disciplic succession. Shastra. Mercy of Guru. I think that's what we have been discussing in the last few verses. Mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. One who feels, no, I can do bhakti on my own. I don't need Guru. I can get Krishna on my own. I can figure out myself. I am very intelligent. I'm PhD. I'm Harvard graduate. I'm this, I'm that. I'm very wealthy. But you see, all these first few verses, we were talking nothing but offering pranams to Guru, to Krishna, to Mahaprabhu, Nityan Prabhu, Panch Tatva, associates. That's how the bhakti journey begins. Ei sabna mane ye pandita sakala. Even when one is scholar. Ta sabara vidya pat. Uska, his shlokas, his all is kolahala, bheka kolahala. So in short, bhakti is not about educational scholarship. Bhakti is not about how many verses we can quote in the class. Bhakti is not about how fancy presentation we can make to impress other people. Bhakti is not about how we can articulate and present. All those things may be nice and helpful, but when they will be helpful, if one has the right attitude that I'm just a medium, a servant in the hands of Guru and Krishna. If that is missing, one thinks I'm the doer, I'm the one who's going to impress others, and people will say, "Wow, wow, wow, kya badhiya bolta hai ye." Then it's all kolahala, frogs. Prabhupada is giving such nice purport. Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nishtara Paichakeva. One who gives up Vaishnavas, spiritual masters, acharyas, one cannot be liberated. Nichai Gosaita Hariharaya Bhajan. Very nice bhajan. The dust of such persons' lotus feet is my food. In short, taking the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnavas. One who has that mood, then one will be successful. Then one will get the topmost gati. Otherwise, nahi tara gati. Nahi Krishna Kripa. Nahi bhakti. That's simply a show. Next verse, anyone would like to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanad Prema Rishi, Prabhu. I can read, Prabhu.
Yes.
Text 8. पूर्वे चे जरासंध आदिराजा घना वेद धर्म करी करे विष्णुरा पूजन. Translation purport by Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Formerly, kings like Jarasandha, the father-in-law of Kamsa, strictly followed the Vedic rituals, thus worship Lord Vishnu. Purport. In these verses, the author of Sri Caitanya Caritamrta, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, is very seriously stressing the importance of worship of the Panch Tatva. If one becomes a devotee of Gaurasundara or Krishna but does not give importance to the Panch Tatva, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta, his activities are considered to be offenses, or in the words of Srila Rupa Goswami, Utpata disturbances. One must therefore be ready to offer due respects to Panchatattva before becoming a devotee of Lord Gaurasundara or of Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here I understood, Prabhu. So when we know the Shastric way and everything, generally we worship the Devatas and worship and we follow the Shastric way. But before doing any kind of devotional service, anything that we need to worship the Panchatattva. So because in the Kali Yuga, we are not qualified to do any kind of worship. So, but this Panchatattva, Gaurnitai are very, very merciful. So before we get any kind of deities, the Gaurnitai deities we get. And because Gaurnitai are very, very merciful and not much qualification is not required and not so much opulence we need to do worshipping. So it's very simple that we need to do chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that's why like before chanting every round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we chant the Panchatattva mantra. Then we start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because by knowingly or unknowingly if we commit any offenses, so they will forgive us as a neophyte devotees. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. The example is given for Jarasandha, who was strict in Vedic rituals in worshipping Vishnu. We'll see what happens. So here it so clearly mentions one becomes devotee of Krishna but not give importance to Panchatattva. That's offensive or the utpat, disturbance. So every devotee should have on their altar, maybe in the center Radha Krishna picture, like you can keep the Vrindavan or Shri Radha, Shyam Sundar, Lalita, Vishakha Devi, or Krishna Balram, or Jagannath, that totally depends. But one should keep a picture of Panchatattva also, nourishing Dev, Panchatattva. or Gaurnitai at least. And then a small picture of Prabhupada, the Guru Parampara, etc. in the altar. Simple. When in doubt, Vrindavan temple deities you can put. They're very nice, beautiful, and always help us to remember Vrindavan Dham. So Panchtattva Prabhupada installed in the Mayapur Dham, so big, Audarya Dham. This is Kali Yuga is the age of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Krishna, who has come as in the most magnanimous form to give the topmost love. So if one ignores, one does not worship Panchtattva and says, no, I don't need them, or just it's a waste of time, or who are most of us before we joined ISKCON, maybe we had heard Radha Krishna, maybe we had heard Lord Ram, Sita Devi, but very few may have heard Panchatattva, or even what to speak Panchatattva, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Maybe some areas of Bengal side, Orissa side, people may have heard, but maybe as a great person lived even some years back. But to understand that he is none other than Jai Krishna, Jai Gaura, Sai Krishna, Jai Jagannath, the same Gaura, same Jagannath, same Krishna, that understanding Srila Prabhupada provides through this Shastra. So long story short, the importance of Panch Tattva, Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is emphasizing here. You must remember Panch Tattva. There are no hard and fast rule. At some point, in the ISKCON, in the history of ISKCON, Prabhupada approved that the Gaurnitai deities can be sold on the streets as good luck dolls. Like people are distributing books, people used to distribute Gaurnitai small deities as good luck dolls. Imagine people who had no idea of who's Gaurnitai are ready to go to their house. So they are very, very merciful. Much more than we can fathom. In fact, in Kali Yuga, it's more important to worship Gauranga. Any other thoughts, comments? X9, anyone?
Can I try, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mata.
Krishna nahi mane tati ditya kari mani Chaitanya na mani le taicha ditya tare jani. One who does not accept Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead is certainly a demon. Similarly, anyone who does not accept Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna, the same Supreme Lord, is also to be considered a demon. Purport. Formerly, there were kings like Jarasandha who strictly followed the Vedic rituals, acted as charitable, competent Kshatriyas, possessed all Kshatriya qualities, and were even obedient to the Brahminical culture, but who did not accept Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. Jarasandha attacked Krishna many times, and each time, of course, he was defeated. Like Jarasandha, any man who performs Vedic ritual but does not accept Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead must be considered an asura or demon. Similarly, one who does not accept Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna himself is also a demon. This is the conclusion of authoritative scriptures. Therefore, both so called devotion to Gaura Sundara without devotional service to Krishna and so called Krishna Bhakti without devotional service to Gaura Sundara are non-devotional activities. If one wants to be successful on the path of Krishna consciousness, he must be thoroughly conscious of the personality of Gaura Sundara as well as personality of Krishna. Knowing the personality of Gaura Sundara means knowing the personality of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. The author of Sri Caitanya Caritamrta, pursuant to the authorities, stresses this principle for perfection in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. So, what I understood here is saying that although Jarasandha, being a Kshatriya, he followed the Vedic culture, but he never believed Krishna as a godhead. He attacked Krishna many times and he was defeated. Similarly, he is considered demon. Similarly, if people who do not believe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a personality of Godhead is considered demon. Hare Krishna. Please add or correct.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. So on one side, he's worshipping Lord Vishnu with mudra and puja and tantra and mantra and rituals. On the other hand, giving pain to Krishna by trying to kill him. Of course, we know the Lila, it's that rasa, but still, that's considered demonic. So in short, Ranga Mahaprabhu, especially in Kali Yuga, very, very important. One who says, oh, I'm devotee of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, but not Krishna, that's incorrect. Demoniac. And one who says, oh no, I worship Krishna, forget about Gauranga Mahaprabhu, that's also demoniac as per this verse. In short, one should understand the Tatva. Therefore, the Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is explaining here the Tatva, that ultimately they both are the same personality, Godhead. We have discussed the Tattva in the last many, many chapters. They're the same person. Jai Gaura Sai Krishna Sai Jagannath. Rajendra Nandana Jai Sachi Sutta Hoilo Sai. Balaram Hoilo Nitai. जो ब्रजेंद्र नंदन कृष्ण है वही सची सुत चैतन्य महाप्रभु हुए. Next verse. Anyone wants to read?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavas. Morena panile saba loka habe nasa iti lagi krupardra Prabhu kharile sannyasa. Translation. Prabhuji, can you scroll, Prabhuji? Translation and purport by Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought, unless people accept me, they will all be destroyed. Thus the merciful Lord accepted the sannyasa order. In Srimad Bhagavatam 12.3.51, it is said, Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Rajet. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra or Lord Krishna's name, one is liberated and goes back home, back to Godhead. This Krishna consciousness must be achieved through the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One cannot be complete in Krishna consciousness unless he accepts Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates as the only means for success. It is because of these considerations that the Lord accepted sannyasa. For this, people would offer him respect and very quickly come to the platform of Krishna consciousness. Since Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Krishna himself, inaugurated the Krishna consciousness movement, without his mercy, one cannot be elevated to the transcendental platform of Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Prabhuji. As I wanted to tell Prabhuji, even, many people, they didn't know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When we go for book distribution or for preaching or something like that. They don't know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but when we tell them that this is the more powerful and potent mantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, so they will be so very happy of listening to this Mahamantra. So even we ourselves feel so happy, Prabhuji, when we chant this name, automatically it comes out of our mouth when we think of I mean, when we chant the Hare Krishna Mantra, we immediately Sachisutanandan Gaura Hari will come on in our mind, and we feel so peaceful and blessed in chanting the holy name of Lord. That is so nice to have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who introduced this Hare Krishna mantra, and we should be really blessed I mean, to our Guru Maharaj, I mean, Prabhupada, who has given this mantra throughout the world. That is why it is able to sustain all these 60 years, like where throughout the world, how the Maha Mantra is spread like wildfire. So wherever I go, Prabhuji, each and every place I see, we are starting a new temple, so DT installation, and we are looking for a place for this temple. So I feel so happy that how the people are attracted to this Maha Mantra, and Krishna, who is so beautiful, and everyone will fall for his beauty and his mercy. That is what I would like to tell Prabhuji about this. You can add it, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very, very nice. So now this verse talks about a thought of the Supreme Lord. Hmm.
And it also tells about why he took sannyasa, no, Prabhuji? That
You read text 9, right?
yeah.
9. Okay. Maybe I jumped further.
He took
Krishna
sannyasa.
nahi mane. Chaitanya na manile, taiche daitya tare jane.
No, Prabhuji, I read 10, Prabhuji.
You read 10, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was. Sorry, I'm.
Mm.
Yes, so that's what I'm reading. This is Mahaprabhu is thinking, unless people accept me, they will be destroyed. So that was the reason for the greater good of the people, he took sannyas, because if he was in the householder life, people were thinking, oh, he's an ordinary sannyasi. Sorry, ordinary householder. Why should we, offer respect to him? But at that time, sannyasis had a lot of respect. Even now, also in India, at least, people take sannyasis very seriously, and they should. The good sannyasis, those who are giving their life and soul. That's the reason Mahaprabhu thought like this and took sannyas. Hmm. Text 11, same connection. Anyone wants to read? Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhu, I can. Okay, I'm reading in a phone, Prabhu, so I'll just. Okay. सन्यासी बुद्धे मोर करीबे नमस्कार तथापि कांडीबे दुख पाइबे निस्तार. Translation: If a person offers obeisance to me, even due to accepting me only as an ordinary sannyasi, his material distresses will diminish and he will ultimately get liberation. Nice. Krishna is so merciful that he always think of how to liberate the conditioned souls from the material platform. It is for this reason that Krishna incarnates, as clearly indicated in Bhagavad Gita 4.7.
यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्. Whenever and wherever there is decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharat, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Krishna always protect the living entity in many ways. He comes himself, he sends his own confidential devotees, and he leaves behind him Shastras like Bhagavad Gita. Why? It is so that people may take advantage of the benediction to be liberated from the clutches of Maya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas so that even a foolish person who accepts him as an ordinary sannyasi would offer him respect. For this would help diminish his material distresses and ultimately liberate him from the material clutches. Sri Bhakti Saraswati Thakur points out in this connection that Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the combined form of Sri Radha and Krishna. Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nai Anya. Therefore, when fools consider Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be an ordinary human being and thus treated him disrespectfully, the merciful Lord, in order to deliver those offenders, accepted sannyas so that they would offer him obeisance, accepting him as a sannyasi. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas to bestow his great mercy on people in general who cannot appreciate him as Radha and Krishna themselves. Yeah, nice. So Mahaprabhu says that the reason for sannyas, that because in India there is a like culture, that in the Vedic culture, that whenever someone sees a sannyasi, they just bow down to the sannyasis. And also the reason that why sannyas, people bow down to sannyas, because they have achieved those who which the conditioned soul didn't, because they have for the higher cause, to get liberation, those who have accepted Krishna as their supreme, and they leave everything behind, because in this world there's a very attachment with the relationships and the family members, but those who can break such relationship for the higher cause, they are supposed to be respected in the society. And sannyas, it is in one of the purport I was reading Bhagavad Gita today. And in that verse 2.14, uh, 2.14 or maybe 2.15, yes, 2.15, the same incident, it was mentioned that the sannyas, four varna ashram, sannyas is one of the painstaking, because one has to leave all the connection from the family members. They have to leave all the like family members behind. And Mahaprabhu himself showed that, just for the to show the people that they can, that I left something behind. He left Sachi Mata, he left his wife behind, and at the age of 24 he took sannyas to show the path of liberation, that how one can achieve the liberation, and one has to be one pointed devotion to the Lord. That's what he says that. But yes, of course, Krishna comes as many forms, but here Mahaprabhu come as a devotee to show that how to do the devotion for the Lord, and one can feel that separation. Um, you know because he's a form of Radha and Krishna, so of course he wanted to be relish also, and he wanted to teach that how one can become a devotee. And I think in one of the in this purport it is also mentioned that if one can just bow down to a sannyasi, one can liberate from the material distresses. In verse in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says that man manabha madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. It says that you worship me, you bow down to me. So if one can just bow down to the Lord, one it says that one just bow down, one can free from the all sinful reactions. I think Raghunath Das Goswami, he was bowed down thousand times to the Govardhan and 2,000 times to the Vaishnavas. So just by doing, bow down is very like, it's like austerity also, but yeah, of course, is many times is glorified that you just bow down to the Lord, and it has in fact, like, effect that one can be free from the sinful reactions. And yes, Prabhu, that's some thoughts, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Amazing, Mataji. Apne acharana Prabhu jivera shikhai. The Lord, being the Supreme Personality, the true leader, teaches by his own example. And look at the sacrifice, just so that people don't end up making more offenses. He took sannyas. One of the reasons. And as Mataji was so beautifully explaining, that just by bowing down to sannyasi, one gets purified. Not to speak of someone in with devotional service, with awe and reverence, with loving mood, offer service. He accepted sannyas to bestow his great mercy on people in general who cannot appreciate him as Radha Krishna. That's the last line of the purport. Any other thoughts, comments, questions? Anyone has? I hope you're relishing the nectar of Chaitanya Caritamrta. So we'll continue tomorrow with the next verse. We covered till text from 6 to 11. So tomorrow we'll study the next verse from text 12 onwards. Any closing thoughts, comments? Okay. Chaitanya Caritamrta ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samvit Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha, Dana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji. Hare
Prabhuji. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Stand